You're back from your latest flight? I want to hear all the particulars.
Good news, Mr. Weeks. Upgrade, I was able to set a new record at the Irondale course.
Brilliant! I knew the upgrade had fantastic potential. How did your broom feel?
It rides well. Does get a tad shaky at top speed, and the handle wobbles a bit when I hit a strong gust of wind.
Ah, yes. I see. I think I know how to address that. Thank you. I owe you one.
If it means another upgrade, the pleasure's all mine.
You sound as determined as I am to improve broom flight. It's a joy to have a collaborator like yourself. If I'm right, and I do hope I am, you'll be hearing good news from me soon. Thank you again, truly.
Mr. Weeks and I do make a good team.
Glad you came.
I wish I had the courage to go into the forest.
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Revelio.
I'll fix him.
Revelio. Revelio. Accio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio. Hogsmeade, here I come.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Aloha, Mora. Mine now, demi-guys. Revelio. Revelio. These rocks have seen better days.
Nothing to poach in Arranshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble if you
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Hawklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk clumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk clumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk clumps and collect the box of letters there.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk clumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Revelio.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Aloha Mora. Revelio. What do we have here? A demiguise. Mine now, demiguise. Revelio. I should investigate. Revelio.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance. Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Revelio.
Try finding one.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. Revelio.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Revelio.
Oh.
Revelio.
Ranrock's loyalists have ruined all that was good about our hamlet.
More powerful than the dark arts? Not even love, I reckon. I don't see why everyone has
Revelio.
thought about the dark arts. It's pushing the boundaries of magic.
Oh.
Expelliarmus. Incendio. Revelio.
Oh.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Confringo! Compulso!
No, too hard. Like a streeler! If it isn't north.
Yes. Expelliarmus. Revelio.
Sold some baby nifflers. Small fortune. You always get more.
Seems like a quiet night.
Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the Hall clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Incendio! Confringo! Incendio! Revelio! Revelio. Revelio. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or hold it all together. Expelliarmus, Incendio, Confringo! Expelliarmus, Confringo! Incendio, Protego! Depulso! Expelliarmus, Confringo! That was a close one. Incendio. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio. This must be Sorona's box of letters. I think that's everything. Sorona will be glad to have this back. I should find Mrs. Frossel. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps.
Haven't a clue why there's such a fuss over poaching. I heard something.
Child, Reductor!
Repulsor! Expelliarmus! Incendio!
I won't go down, is he?
Confringo! Revelio.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Hello, Mrs. Sprossel. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sorona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sorona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sorona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace.
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. Simply at my wit's end.
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Bardolph and I grew up here. No, we are standing firm. Once my brother returns, then we shall decide what to do next. He's gone to seek Victor Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where, precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Barulf refused. In their anger, they hurled him against a rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
It seems as though things...
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now.
Hello, Sorona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is! Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard, I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Hadn't had freshly brewed cure.
There was a time when I could do that.
Would you mind helping a
What
poor
seems to be
old
the problem?
witch? You may well ask. I'm convinced I saw a grim, an omen of death. I'm not safe, but if it can't see me, I'll be all right, won't I? All I need is an invisibility potion. Yes, that's what I need.
The Grim, if you saw one, is an omen. Omens don't attack you, so I doubt an invisibility potion will do you much good.
I can see you don't believe me. Fine. Then my blood will be on your hands. No kindness in the youth of today.
Still in the market for an invisibility potion?
You've changed your mind?
I'm afraid I'm all out of invisibility potion. I suggest finding somewhere safe and being especially careful.
Safe. Careful. Yes, that makes sense. And you're sure you don't... No. Very well. Hopefully the Grim, or whatever it has foretold, doesn't get me first.
One of Renwick's camps. Exactly as Madame Beaumont described.
Over here! Hello?
You're so very deep.
How nice of you to stop by. One less humour to worry about. Don't quite it. I'll bury you. I won't rest.
Incendio! Arresto momentum. Confringo! Protego!
The move of the coward. I will
Confringo! Arresto momentum.
get accustomed to that. I won't rest.
Expelliarmus! Confringo! Incendio!
more to do.
Revelio. Who lived here, I wonder? Incendio! Revelio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Confringo. Revelio. Shame I didn't have an audience for that one.
You will regret coming here. I don't see myself.
Expelliarmus! Confringo!
I won't rest until dead.
Glacius! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Incendio!
How nice of you.
Glacius!
Your little man.
Expelliarmus!
I was right not to be worried about you.
Glacius! Potato!
Stop it!
Confringo!
I won't rest. Dead. I will make you pay.
Expelliarmus! Confringo!
I won't rest till you're
Incendio! Glacius! freedom! Cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that. Your blood's on Ranrock's hands. Revelio.
I do miss the bus.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
When my brother returns, this news will mean the world to him. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Thank you. Sincerely.
shame Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Revelio.
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now.